Hello students, in previous video I explained you the lesson Ishwaran the storyteller, which is from our supplementary book Movement. Now today we are doing the question answer. Now think about it. In what way is Ishwaran an asset to Mahendra? Question is answer. Ishwaran was Mahendra's servant and quite devoted to him. Wherever Mahendra was transferred, he accompanied him without any complaint. He cooked food for Mahendra, washed his clothes, cleaned his tent and entertained him. Ishwaran was a wonderful cook. He could prepare tasty food from fresh vegetable which he could procure even from a desolate place. Now he was a very good storyteller and entertained Mahendra so well that he never felt the need of a TV. Question number 2. How does Ishwaran describe the uprooted tree on the highway? What effect does he want to create in his listeners? Answer is, now once Ishwaran saw an uprooted tree on the highway. With arched eyebrows and stretched hands, he said, the road was deserted and I was all alone. Suddenly I spotted something that looked like an enormous bushy beast laying sprawled across the road. I was half inclined to turn and go back, but I came closer. I saw that it was a fallen tree with its dry branches spread out. Now Ishwaran described even a simple incident in such an interesting dramatic way with gestures that it created suspense and surprise in his listeners. Question number 3. How does he narrate the story of the tusker? Does it appear to be plausible? Answer. Ishwaran came from a place famous for timber where many elephants were engaged in carrying logs of woods. Once a tusker became mad, escaped the timber yard and reached the outskirts of Ishwaran's town. It started smashing fruit stalls, mud pots and fences. People ran helter-skelter in panic. The tusker then entered a school ground. Children stopped playing, panicked and took shelter in the classrooms. The elephant pulled the football goalpost, tore volleyball net, kicked and flattened the water drum. Teachers climbed the terrace of the school and watched the ravaging scene from there. Now Ishwaran was studying in the junior class then. He snatched a cane from the teacher's hand, went straight to the elephant. The elephant tried to terrify him and was ready to attack him. But he gathered all courage and quickly hit the third toenail of the elephant and who got paralyzed at once. The story seems to be unlikely. Ishwaran was a small child at that time and could not have the courage to face a mad elephant. Moreover, he could not have known how to make an elephant paralyzed. Question number 4. Why does the author say that Ishwaran seemed to more than make up for the absence of a TV in Mahendra's living quarters? Answer is, the function of a TV is to provide information and to entertain people, especially when a person is all alone. The need of TV becomes all the more for the sake of company and get rid of loneliness. Now most of the time Mahendra was posted in lonely, desolate places, sometimes even without electricity. Luckily he had a devoted servant Ishwaran who accompanied him wherever he was transferred. Now Ishwaran had the wonderful art of narrating stories. Every night after dinner Ishwaran used to narrate an interesting event or a story to Mahendra every day after dinner. His style of narrating used to be very interesting, full of suspense and dramatic. His gestures and hand movements added color to his narration. Now, in fact, Mahendra had a living TV in Ishwaran. That's why he never felt the need of an electronic TV. Ishwaran seemed to more than make up the absence of TV in Mahendra's house. Fifth question. Mahendra calls ghost or spirit a figment of the imagination. What happens to him on a full moon night? Answer is Mahendra calls ghost or spirits a figment or imagination, a product of weak mind or upset tummy, when Ishwaran told him about seeing a real ghost of a woman with shriveled skeleton face and matted hair holding a fetus. He told him that he was talking nonsense. There was no such things as ghost. They were only imagination, and that he should get his digestive system checked. But from that day, fear crept unconsciously in his mind. He could no longer enjoy watching the landscape on the full moon nights. On full moon night, he was woken up from his sleep. He heard a low moan close to his window. He did not want to see what was there, but out of curiosity he looked out and was shocked to see the ghost of a woman a little away from his window. He was frightened. He broke into cold sweat and fell on his bed. He was fainting heavily. Now, sixth answer. Can you think of some other ending for the story? Answer. The other end of the story could be as follows. Now, one night Mahendra was woken up from his sleep. He heard a low moan close to his window. Mahendra looked out and saw someone holding a bundle in his or her arms. He called out, "Who are you?" The ghost did not speak but moaned. Mahendra called out for Ishwaran, but there was no reply. Then Mahendra went out of the room and ran towards the ghost. The ghost ran away. The bundle fell off his arm. Then Mahendra could see that it was Ishwaran. He ran faster and caught Ishwaran, who was fainting. He fell to Mahendra's feet and begged to be forgiven. So students, these are the answers of your question. So you have to write it in your fair notebook.